One ecosystem, you know them. We not frightened for nobody, but we respect everybody, and we better than everybody. So we will run with anybody. No fear, no better than we. No kind, no better than we. Step on me one and say, one ecosystem to the world you say. One ecosystem will do something, do something, do something, do something, uno do something, do something. I'm not talking. One ecosystem will do something, do something, do something, do something, uno do something, do something. I'm not bag of lip chasing. Hey, hey.
Pleasant good evening to our viewers and welcome to our program Beyond 2021. And this program is coming to you courtesy the One Life Network Caribbean. I want to say welcome to my co-host, Brother Noel, and also to my co-host couple, Cliff and Donna Samlal Singh. Pleasant good evening, guys. How are you?
Good.
Great,
Thank you. Great.
Excellent,
Yes,
excellent.
good evening,
Of
good evening,
course,
everyone. Good evening. Welcome. Mhm.
yes,
Thank you.
excellent. So we're in for a power pack program this evening. We're
Oh,
going to
yeah.
come in with some salient topics to have our viewers in the know, as per usual. And of course, we're going to stimulate a lot of discussions concerning relevant topics that are happening both in Trinidad and Tobago and globally. So stay tuned and get on your phones, share the link because we're all over the internet. We're streaming live on Gael the channel. So hi to all our Gael listeners and viewers out there in internet land. And also just reminding you of our numbers 744-5503. That is to contact Sarah Lee. That's to get more information about our ecosystem and our network. So this evening we're talking about the government, Cliff and Donna.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
I
yes.
love
Good
that.
evening, everyone.
I,
Once again, indeed it is a beautiful evening, and we're here once again on Beyond 2021. And as Dwayne said, our topic for this evening is the government. Are they the solution or the sidekick? A very thought-provoking concept that we're going to discuss this evening. So wherever you are in our beautiful world, in the Caribbean and in Trinidad and Tobago, we welcome you to Beyond 2021. So we want to delve into this discussion, Dwayne and Cliff and Donna. We want to talk about, are we aware that, our government, our nation as a whole, there are depths, mountain depths. The government is owing international bankers. What do you guys have to say about this? What kind of influence is this having on the country? What are some of the consequences to the common person? And of
oh,
course, the
well,
responsibility of the government concerning this mountain there.
I want to say something. I want to say hi to Thailand before we go. Bunchai was just on, and Thailand, we welcome you. Let's don't miss
Well,
out on the opportunity
Yeah.
to give some
and they said
heads
good.
up.
And they said good morning.
All right, so you know
It's
what time
Yes.
it is, and
Yes.
they're looking on. I told my husband today, I love this. I love to say this. And a lot of people I know in this land, before we get into the meat of this topic this evening, a lot of people in this land say this: I owe, I owe, I owe. So off to work I go.
Um,
Do you know that? A lot of people can empathize with what I am saying this evening, right? We are looking at the government. Solution or sidekick? Are you just going to sit back? I asked my husband something this afternoon. I say, honey, maybe it's better to just sit back, relax, take a job, do nothing, buy nothing, owe no one. That's a comfortable life. But is that a possibility? Is that a possibility? So, as we get
Hmm.
into the beginning, the start of this, there are a lot of questions going around in my head because is my government a solution? Are they a sidekick? Or is it up to me? So
But
let's hear what Cliff and they have to say. Guys, the table is turned in your direction.
First of all, before I answer
Yeah.
anything, I want to ask Dwayne if I could get a duplicate of that shirt or jersey. Well, not jersey, because it was satin material,
That's a
and then
classic, a
the
classic.
neck
Yeah.
different to what I'm accustomed to.
Yes,
Yeah.
Come on, man, let me step up the game, now, man. Help me out here now.
yes. Well, I'm promoting the
That's what
culture.
always.
You,
Promoting
you see,
culture.
when you have
Like
on
that
something
part.
like that now, you know you're not in the category of one who facing mountain debt. So you excluded from that.
But
Understand?
you have to look the part, you know. You have to look the part.
All
You're
right,
talking
all right,
about
all right.
finance. You know, we're trying to get people up to our level, so we have to raise our standard ourselves in order to get people to buy into us because they buy into us. If you don't look the part, if you don't speak the part, if you don't act the part, then they don't think much of you. You know, so we're raising our standard and
Yeah,
we are meeting you where you are.
I was telling Donna even this evening when we were talking to just this evening self, strange enough, one of the reasons I enjoy this program is that even if I don't, it's 168 hours in the week, right?
Wow.
168 hours
Yeah.
in the week. So if 167 hours are done for 1 hour in this week, which is this hour, I could mama guy myself, even if that is what I'm doing. Let's say I'm not being sincere as you say. I could
Mm,
mama guy myself about talking about dreams and where I want to
mm,
go and how my life could change. And of
mhm.
course, if my life change, it means my temperament, my mentality also has to change because that had to change
Yeah,
first before the
yeah,
altitude
yeah.
could change. The
That's true.
altitude will change before the mentality. A
Correct.
lot of persons feel the next way around. No, no, no. The
Yeah,
mentality. When things looking like it down and out is when you have to hold your head up and say, all right, I know it will happen. All right, it can't be as bad as this the next time around. I must have a break somewhere, right?
correct.
And that's what it is about.
But
So,
You can only get a break if you keep pushing, right?
yeah,
Only if you keep pushing. Because
mhm,
anytime I often tell my students, the only time you fail is when you give up on yourself.
that's
You
correct.
can't give up. You gotta fight back. You gotta hang in there. The
I,
way
Yes.
upwards is not easy.
I don't want to sound like I'm trying to evade Dwayne question. So let me get it now because it's like we are talking around different thing. All right.
Yeah.
Um, Listen, I know if persons realize, let's suppose you have some persons who are listening right now who don't have a debt, who don't have debts going on.
Mhm,
Now, I can't talk for the foreign persons who are listening to us now. I can talk for our local scenario, but I'm almost sure that the
mhm.
foreigners who tuned into us, they're almost similar
Yes.
with the situation that they face like us. And let's be
Mhm,
honest, even if you don't have debts now, July the 17th, the Prime Minister has said, listen, things will be more free up. They'll be more
mhm.
open. All right? Well, let me tell you what's going to
Mhm.
happen. The groceries have already announced that prices are going to increase.
And they have.
Right? But I talking about Massey Trading, which is the largest chain of groceries that we have in the country. And they have given some nice, beautiful reasons like freight, incoming freight, landing charges, taxes. They give a whole host of reasons. So bear in mind, your grocery bill going up. They don't let you know that already.
Yes.
I understand the construction sector has opened Monday go this week. But hardware items have cost more. For instance, do you know construction ply is now over $300 a sheet?
That used to be
Wow.
one something.
That used to be one something.
Yes.
Construction ply,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
So the government already had said that they borrowed money to be able to pay public servants their salaries. So
Wow.
things rising. The government already said they borrow money to pay public servants. So it means now don't expect no increase in salary because they don't borrow money to pay.
Hmm.
So
Wow.
Hmm.
even
I
if
had
you
to
didn't
zip
have
my
debt
lip
from before,
tonight.
what you feel is going to happen when things seem to be opened up. You know what's going to open up? Your pocket go open up.
If you have anything
Correct.
in it open.
If you had anything, it's going to be falling through. Guys, we
Hmm.
in a serious, serious problem. And let me bring it even more. You have people who control water, which is WASA,
Of
electricity, TNTech, who already flexing their muscle.
Hmm.
And they're saying persons who have been owing, they're starting to move in on them. So you can't get them wrong. If they feel that people have been owing for a period of time, they need to recover their monies. All right. So it means that we're going to gain jamming from all how. And yet, person's going to rock back here and tell me, "I cool, man." Like Donna was telling me this evening, Cliff, should we just forget about this, trying to stretch and try to encourage persons to get out of the circumstances, or should we do like most persons and just rock back? Wherever happens, happens. When we reach a certain age, if sickness comes upon us, well, we have the government institution there to take care of us, right? That should we do that? Should that be our lot in this life? And it seems as though most persons have settled for that. Sorry, I can't do it. I can't do it. So really, your choice now is the government your salvation as you see it there, or do you feel that you need to take matters in your own hands? Right? Guys,
I don't know, not only rock back, but you could also sing the song, "The jamming no start, the jamming no start."
Well,
That is
many
Trini for
songs,
you.
many
That is
songs.
what we're gonna do. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna sing and we're gonna be
And Donna,
relaxed.
yeah, we're going to
Time for a
talk more
break.
about the jamming. We're going to talk more about the mountain depth and what we are providing as a solution. And the discussion will continue. We're going to take a short break. We're going to be right back in a short bit.
Do you know? What am I speaking about? Do you know what is cryptocurrency? Do you know what is blockchain technology? Are you aware of what we currently face on a regular basis with quantitative easing, fractional reserve lending? Do you know? I am inviting you to come out of the financial darkness and into financial light. The only way for us to achieve that is with education. And one particular type of education is what I'm speaking about. I'm asking you to join the One Academy. It is a financial revolution of teaching regarding introduction to finance, cryptocurrency, blockchain technology, helping you understand the world of money and what is money. What is money? Money is simple. It is what we agree upon to exchange for goods and services. If you want full comprehension, join the One Academy.
Welcome to the Antediluvian Nature Center of Life Extension and Health Recovery. Coming from the Garden of Eden, the Antediluvian Nature Center brings to you breakthrough medicines and anti-aging technologies for all ailments and diseases in the body, nutritional therapies, naturopathic treatments, as we create opportunities of hope and celebrate longevity. And remember, the healing is from God.
Good day all, my name is King Jayms, part of the One Life Network Caribbean team. If you have no knowledge of what is cryptocurrency, blockchain technology, I'm inviting you to get started with this concept. It is $1,610 TT for you to participate in a financial curriculum that will help shape your world and your future. But better and greater than that, In our curriculum, there's no school that teaches our children about finance. This is a unique opportunity for you to get involved in practical and theory. You need the best of both worlds. The theory we offer allows you to participate in the practical. Position yourself strategically. Get a starter package from one of your local IMAs somewhere near to you, some cousin, friend, uncle, some loved one. Do not hold back yourself from getting started with our organization. One life for more life. One academy. Join the financial revolution.
Okay, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, wherever you are in the world of cryptocurrency, in our world of finance. We are discussing on Beyond 2021, is the government the solution, or are they the
Side.
sidekick? And we are talking about the mountain debt that is going on in our country and in our world. People, when you look at the spending of the government, I think it's about 10 billion just on COVID. And they're looking to borrow another 10 billion, I think.
Mhm.
For the past 6 years, there are over $300 billion spent, right? And the whole financial system, how it is designed, your level of a salary, of income, what you earn on a weekly, fortnightly, or monthly basis, is it cutting it? Do you have sufficient funds to get by? Or do you yourself have to borrow and borrow, and therefore, personally, you and your family, you're increasing debt? And this
Yes.
whole thing is manifested, right up to the government. We see this deficit spending, a mass amount of spending. We see some of the state enterprises mismanagement. We hear talk of WASA at a time when COVID and people are not getting money. They now look to come after people who owe in the government. The same thing happened with TNTech. Those who were taking electricity illegally, the government at this time is going after them. People can't pay their rent, difficulty to get food. I mean, this thing is terrible. So let's get more into this discussion and let's offer some solution. What should we be doing, to mitigate, to somehow counter what is going on with the government and the debt that we are further entrenched in, and as a solution for households, for families to survive? What you
I'm
guys think about that? What's your view?
I'm gonna dive in head first here, brother Noel.
Yeah.
What we're looking at is that the state in itself cannot meet the needs on its own. As
Hmm.
spoken before in our last segment, they had to borrow to pay public servants their salaries. So if they're borrowing to pay public servants their salaries, then we are in a really bad place financially.
Yeah.
And you still hear from the same politicians that the economy is stable. You have to borrow money to pay the public servants, but yet our economy is stable in the midst of a pandemic where there's low productivity due to all the
Mhm.
different restrictions, the lockdowns of different sectors of our economy. The construction sector only restarted on Monday. How much stimulus could that have? Right? Remember, those workers are now coming back out to work after that hiatus, right? Some of them probably borrowed money to survive this period where they would have been home to take care of their families. So now they're actually
Correct.
starting work to repay borrowed monies. So they're already starting behind or in a hole. And so this is one of the reasons why people need to be able to do other things to create different forms of income. So many, I was in West Mall today and so
Hmm.
many different stores are locked down. And my friend and I were having a discussion, and he was saying, I wonder what the mall management is doing for them. Are they having to pay the rents even though their stores are locked up? And I had my own thoughts, and he had his own thoughts, and we joked about it. But if it is that you own the mall or you have shares in the mall, then definitely you could be able to mitigate risk like that. But if you're just a tenant, chances are that just like how the state utilities or the public utilities are calling for their pound of flesh from all and sundry right now, would be the same way the mall owners will be calling upon the tenants to pay rent, business or no business, COVID or no COVID, because they themselves are beholden to the banks. And so it's just a spiral of debt. So
A
from one
cycle.
institution to the other, yeah, it's a
Yeah.
cycle of debt. And we need to escape that vortex by doing something different. Cliff and Donna,
Yeah. You,
any
you know,
Correct. Yes.
suggestions?
Correct.
yeah.
Follow you, bro.
you
Go ahead,
know,
leader.
this area kind of hurtful for me to talk about, because
Mm,
all we say Dwayne I agree with.
mm.
Why I say hurtful is because
Hi, Mr. Ford. How you going, Amadeus? Nice.
Yeah.
right,
Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, you know why it's hurtful? Because for it to get persons to appreciate that they cannot, and a lot this is a challenge with a number of persons. They believe when they vote for a government that the government is there to take care of their needs,
Yeah.
and that is not, you see, if you go in with that mindset, you have already limited yourself as to
Yes.
whatever answers can come to problems, because you don't believe, you already believe that the government is there to provide the answers. Well, I want to show you, for those persons who believe that categorically the government is the answer, really don't want to listen to the rest of this program, seriously, because
True.
I am going to suggest this, and this is just my opinion, and I believe a number of other persons share that opinion. You have to look beyond the government. All right.
True.
I remember, anybody can remember a couple of weeks ago the fiasco that took place when they were giving out food hampers down at C3
Yep,
in
Mm,
South. Anybody can remember the chaos that took place down there?
saw it on TV.
Yeah, people came out now. I don't know how it is
Oh,
in other countries. They tried to give out some food hampers, and the
I
number
know.
of persons who
People.
were
Yeah.
needy, right,
mm.
were,
Mm-hmm.
had far
And I like how
exceeded.
you emphasize that word, needy.
Yeah, because certain government officials said that a number of those persons were needy, but they're greedy, right?
Mm.
And I want to say that, hey, persons not going to come and take a pile up in the sun, in the open, and
Mm.
expose themselves to that with the hope that just because they're greedy. Listen, I don't even want to go
Yeah.
there. What I'm
Yeah.
saying is that persons are so destitute right now that they had to line up there. It show that you hear about
Mm.
NIS showing the cap. NIS done already has revealed that their payout is no more than $3,000 a month. That's it. They ain't going
Wow.
further than that, right?
Wow.
So you're already seeing signs. I am saying the government, let me show you chinks in the armor that the government could have done better in. Simple things that we know about. Agriculture. I don't care what the government does right now. It is next to nothing. Because,
Mm.
for instance, what is the vision for the country as far as the agriculture sector is concerned? I remember when
You know.
Mr.
Cliff.
Manning was
Cliff.
there.
Yeah, Cliff.
Huh?
If I get a stick a pin there, imagine the former ambassador, United States ambassador to Trinidad and Tobago, when he was asked or was being interviewed talking about Trinidad and Tobago, he mentioned that we have oil and gas and so on, and he said they have a little agriculture. I mean that
Mm.
to me is kind of shameful, right?
Yes.
It's kind of shameful. Imagine for the millions of dollars we are spending to buy vaccines.
Mm.
If we had, explore options, solution, not just one narrative about vaccinate to operate, right?
Mm.
We could have
Mhm.
saved millions and millions of dollars, pump the money into agriculture. These food hampers and so on they're giving around. This government and our country, we could afford with the resources we have to be producing relatively cheap, organic, healthy foods. The government could be
Yes.
giving out that to the citizens with vitamin C megadoses, with vitamin D3, with zinc, and these two alternative, hydroxychloroquine, which they put down, but it is very effective, hydroxychloroquine with zinc, and also ivermectin, the government would have saved millions and millions and millions of dollars. And the agricultural sector could have been pushed up in that way now. A lot of people could have gotten food cheaply. The government would have saved a lot of money. We would not have to be borrowing all this set of money, Cliff. It is a crying shame. And we need
Who
private sector, we need people to come out and talk about this and articulate the facts as it is, because there are options to mitigate all this, growing debt. Sorry for
who want to
taking
put Emmanuel Noel
other
as
piece of your
Minister
time.
of Agriculture in the next government?
I'll vote for him. I'll vote for him.
But,
I'll
but,
vote
but
for
never
him.
tell you what's our vision.
Yeah.
Never tell you what's our vision in agriculture.
Preach, brother Noel.
Right?
Rajesh
You
is
remember
telling you
Mr.
that.
Manning when he was here? Whether they agreed with it or not, it just showed there was a vision. You remember when he said Shagaramas would become the agriculture basket for Trinidad?
Right.
Yeah.
And,
Yes.
and he was showing how, and they started to use some lands set aside to put certain
Yeah.
crops on. No,
Yeah.
whether they agree with the decision or not, all I'm saying is that here was something being put down and worked toward. Right now,
Yes.
for the and I'm not only knocking this government, the government before them too, right? What is the vision for the people to buy into? I don't know. The government has not sold us a vision. Let me move on for agriculture. They talk about foreign exchange, which is so limited, right? Well, you see that? I'm sorry, I might even mention because my wife ready to explode on that. If you go down to Wrightson Road right now, at the bottom of Wrightson Road, just before you get to Price there, you have a whole number of new cars parked up, waiting
And
to
I'm
go,
sure if you
waiting
take TTV
to go
buy.
to the dealers.
Yep.
New cars. How
Well-
they bought those new cars? With foreign currency. So that means that
Exactly.
your priority for spending foreign exchange was on new
Yes.
vehicles. I don't know,
Yes.
somehow I understand that. So you're telling me that you could not force citizens to say, listen, you can't change your cars because of the times and
Don't
because
go
of the
there, you
nature
know,
of the economy.
because you're going to stop two ministers
Yeah.
from getting cars. Don't
Yeah.
go there.
Yes.
Be very careful. Let's zip my
Yes,
lips.
Yeah.
Because you see, those two cars
Y'all
hello,
heard-
at this time, insensitive.
You all heard how much how much foreign
Uncaring.
exchange is
Yes.
saved? The people,
Yes.
when they're saved, you know what that means? The taxpayers paid over $1 million so these two government ministers could enjoy the benefits of having one of the ministers, Mr.
Luxury
Dial,
vehicles,
said,
yeah.
this is his third vehicle. This is his
Yeah.
third vehicle since he's
You know,
into.
somebody told me today,
Right.
that's his money. He could
Right.
do what he wants with it.
That is not his money alone.
You
This is the
understand me?
citizens' money, and people had to understand
That is his money. He could do what he wants with it.
Not when you're asking citizens to subsidize. Now imagine,
I'm calling me greedy.
right?
Because I have to line up for
Yeah.
food in a time like this when people place
Yes.
closed down and all kind of thing
Yes.
happen.
Yeah,
I want
Donna
them
and
to
Cliff.
Guys, let's take a break.
Right.
Let's take a
Yeah,
break.
yes.
I want
We have to
them
take a
come and
break
line
and we
up.
come back. Yeah. Yeah.
This is
Full 100.
an all-natural herbal dietary supplement formulated exclusively for men. Our proprietary blend was designed with one goal in mind: to improve your overall health, rejuvenating your vitality, energy, strength, and libido. Want to be at your peak performance in everything you do? Then
Get Full 100.
fast-acting, long-lasting, with no side effects.
Oh my God.
Get started now. Get started with your One Academy package. Get started with your starter package. It's only $1,600 TT. Get your financial education from the One Academy. Although it's a beginner package, the information you're going to get from your One Academy starter package, you would have more knowledge than 90% of the world's population on finance for just $1,600 TT. Let's create a revolution. Let's spread the epidemic of our One Academy, One Life. Get it today.
So, folks, we're back, and we've been deliberating off camera as to if we should give you, our viewers, the solution to what's happening in the world today in regard to the pandemic, in regard to government misspending and impropriety. And we've decided that we're going to share it with you, right? And we're saying, listen, if you want to know who's responsible for all that's happening, the mismanagement, the impropriety, the misappropriation, all we're encouraging you to do as viewers is to do your research and follow the money. Follow the money trails. See who is benefiting from the pandemic. See which organizations have gotten the biggest piece of the pie through this entire pandemic, and you will begin to understand how intricate and how deep the plot is to destabilize the general population and to create a lot of illusions that we buy into as individuals, that one party is better over another, that one regime or one administration is more productive than another, and we will begin to wipe away all those narratives because you can be able to then do a proper evaluation. And that's one of the things that we learn in our ecosystem: how to actively read a financial report to know if a company is actually profitable or if it's insolvent. We started the program by understanding that, listen, our current government had to borrow money to pay the public sector officers. So if it is that our government has to borrow money, to pay those public sector officers, how long will that continue for? Until they eventually declare bankruptcy. So are they actually holding back the fact that our nation is bankrupt to a population that continues to go to work, put in that sweat equity for an illusion? So we're putting it out there to you, Cliff, Donna, Brother Noel.
Before we even
Let's
say
continue.
another word, I want to ask Eric to bring back Raj's comment and welcome Kurt Sinet in the house. Bring back Raj's
Yes.
comment because, man, he was just enforcing what was said, reinforcing. The brainwashing has taken a heavy toll. We are so brainwashed, we don't see beyond what they want us to see. People might get
Right.
vexed with me, but every man is entitled to his opinion. It's an unshackling that has to take place. We have to become free. We have to deliver our minds. It will
Yeah.
unfortunately get much worse. Rajesh, that is so true, but it is so frightening. This is where One Life Networks acts as the air mattress. I love that. A buffer. An air mattress, a buffer. One Life Network acts as a buffer. People,
Yeah.
it's real out there, you know. You
But
could pretend it's not happening, but the wheels are turning.
Dwayne, you keep saying something called follow the money.
Mm.
I do agree with you. You know why I don't
Okay.
agree with you? That was before I came into this business. Follow the money means following the trail.
Mm.
We have asked persons over and over to prepare yourself by accepting blockchain in different institutions. Once an institution is set up along blockchain, there's no more having to follow the money.
Blockchain does it
Correct.
for you.
Blockchain does it for you.
That's true.
So it
Yes.
now minimizes corruption, you understand?
Yes.
And the underhanded payments that take place. This is what
Yes.
people don't understand. So when
Mm-hmm.
governments dragging the feet to adopt um, a system that
Blockchain
is
system.
embraced or folded around blockchain, is because they want corruption to prevail.
But because we have
Correct.
no blockchain, Dwayne is right.
Eh,
You have to follow the money because that's the only way we know
Or,
what's going
or,
on.
or I could go against Dwayne and ask people, let's come together and form a resistance. Come into this thing that we're talking about blockchain, understand what it is about, and then you let your voices be heard so that the government of your island or your country could then heed to what your voice in.
But you have to be able to do that through being
That's
educating.
right.
You see the extent of the brainwashing. Rogers' back has made all the tricks and extortion, opportunist, and everything hidden in plain sight. We need to start
Yeah.
filtering the illusion. I like how you're saying that, Rogers. You need to come
Yeah.
on board next week. We need to invite you to be on this show so you could say
Yeah.
more than your one point.
You can actually call in now, Cliff and Donna. So,
Call in and
Rajesh,
share your
the
thoughts,
numbers are
man.
on the screen. We are at 715-4522. Call in, share, speak your truth. You know, we've been talking about that recently. Speaking your truth. And we need to liberate a lot of people. You know why? Because the people's blood is going to be on our hands if we don't bring this information to the fore and let you guys know what's happening. And we don't want anybody's blood on our hands. We've been talking, a lot of people have taken this network and the people involved, they've mistaken us for pedal pushers. They think that we are in it to make a cheap profit at their expense, but it's so much more than that. We've dedicated ourselves for the last 4 years. Our business is 7 years old. So
That's
many
right.
things has happened. And look at us. I'm not in silver shackles, neither is Cliff and Donna, neither is brother Noel. We're
No,
out
no,
here and we're
I
speaking
married
our
Join
truth.
Shackles.
Go, go. The thing about it is, what you're saying they're doing is so strong because we have accepted our destiny by whatever the government deems it to be. Oh, well, okay, that is all I am worth. That is what I should be paid. That is not your destiny. That's not your permanent address. Why do we just sit back and just allow it to happen to us? Why there are certain group of people who think differently and move differently and achieve so much more than we? We sit back and say, well, what we do? I can't do more. I remember in a meeting, a girl said one day, where I was working before, and she said, I'm studying, I'm doing my master's, and you all can do the same. And people will, of course, say, how I could do that? I'm a children, I have very little salary, how I could do that? Man, there are ways in which you can achieve by putting portions to different things that you can clear your debts. When you know about that, bringing those debts down, and still putting
Yeah,
something aside to grow, to invest, to become. And you can't
that's
give
the
up
Okay,
on that.
secret.
Donna,
Mhm.
the government for years, and I'm talking on both sides of the political divide, right? For
Mhm.
years had opportunity to lay aside a large amount of money and
Mm.
also to diversify, the system as far as economics is concerned in our country. Since 2015, there has been this lethargy towards diversification. And look at where we are at now with a pandemic completely decimating us. And the
Mhm.
public is crying out. There's great, if you listen to the social media, you listen to the
Mhm.
electronic media, there's great crying out. People are
Mm.
almost becoming kind of revolutionary, right?
Mm.
Vociferous against the exploitation of the masses. People are
Mm.
starving, people are finding it difficult to survive. And What we have to do is not resort to violence and revolution and
Correct.
overthrow and
Definitely.
so on. What we have to do is take
Correct.
responsibility for our own
Yes.
personal situation and look for
Mm-hmm.
solutions. If the government is not going to diversify, you diversify. You may be a mechanic,
Diversify,
you may
yes.
be a electrician, you may be a plumber, you may be a dentist or whatever. When you join the one
Find something
ecosystem,
different. Yes. Add.
the system that is failing, where inflation and hyperinflation is eating away the purchasing power of your dollar, in all one ecosystem, you are acquiring an asset class that is appreciated in value. So it makes sense to join us. It makes sense because you're getting a new asset class, a digital asset class, and the world is going virtual, the world is going digital, and therefore
That's
now
right.
you can actually rise in your standard of living and helping your family. And as we grow this ecosystem, it's going to get bigger and bigger and better and better. And you know eventually what will happen? We will succeed. We will succeed. All right?
I'll give you the 3 R's. I'll give you the
Yes.
3 R's, brother Noel.
Yeah.
Relearn, retrain,
All
Yeah.
right.
retool. All
Yes.
right?
Right.
And that's what,
Love
that's
that.
what a
Right.
lot of people need. Yeah. The
Yeah.
3 R's. Relearn,
Yes. Yeah.
retrain, and retool. Because we've learned through the pandemic that a lot of things that we did on a face-to-face basis, we can now do over the internet. So
That's
that takes
right.
a level of change in mindset,
That's
And the
Yeah.
right.
thing
So
is, you actually,
Dwayne, we
yeah.
are calling upon people, right? We are calling
Mhm.
upon people to join the one ecosystem. Get
Yes.
registered. Call Sierra Leone now. The numbers you're seeing on the screen. Register your
Yes.
business and start to acquire the one cryptocurrency. You can use the one cryptocurrency in our ecosystem to purchase products and services. And you save big time.
You can
You acquire
see
an asset
your
class that is
money grow.
appreciated in value. Yeah.
And
You
you
know,
also
it
getting
is,
a
The
yeah.
whole new
value
set of
is about,
clientele, a whole new
What's that?
clientele added to your list, a whole new clientele
Right,
added to your list. And it is true,
right.
Rajesh, they are accustomed to hearing and accepting. That is our problem. My husband shared something very quickly with me. I was watching a show called Crazy Rich Asians. And he said, they were just like us at the same point in time in their economy a few years back.
65,
In
1965.
1965. I'll never forget that story. When I saw how they was looking Singapore, it was awesome. And I'm saying,
Yeah.
how Singapore looking so good. We need to take a break, but when we come back, we're going to talk more about that and
Yes,
why they are where they are today and why other people are where they are today in terms of government and countries. Let's look at it.
yes.
It's a story of an idea, story of a dream. It's all about belief, the right vision, and progress. It's a story of a lifetime that reminds us about the past and draws the future. Looking backward at the efforts and the achievements. It's all about the challenges and the difficulties, about people's efforts to bring you down. But being strong and brave doesn't mean not to fall down. It means to rise after that and keep walking even more confidently. Because you were born special. It's about the hard work, the sleepless nights, and the success. About the extra mile. It's all about the new one era and about you. Because you are the one. Presenting the rise of one ecosystem. (16th to the 18th of July 2021). Plovdiv, Bulgaria.
Welcome to the Antediluvian Nature Center of Life Extension and Health Recovery. Coming from the Garden of Eden, the Antediluvian Nature Center brings to you breakthrough medicines and anti-aging technologies for all ailments and diseases in the body, nutritional therapies, naturopathic treatments, as we create opportunities of hope and celebrate longevity. And remember, the healing is from God.
Good day all, my name is King Jayms, part of the One Life Network Caribbean team. If you have no knowledge of what is cryptocurrency, blockchain technology, I'm inviting you to get started with this concept. It is $1,610 TT for you to participate in a financial curriculum that would help shape your world and your future, but better and greater than that. In our curriculum, there's no school that teaches our children about finance. This is a unique opportunity for you to get involved in practical and theory. You need the best of both worlds. The theory we offer allows you to participate in the practical. Position yourself strategically. Get a starter package from one of your local IMAs somewhere near to you, some cousin, friend, uncle, some loved one. Do not hold back yourself from getting started with our organization. One life for more life. One academy. Join the financial revolution.
Man, we were talking about Singapore. When my husband shared that story with me, I recognized some things. And some of those things he brought up tonight, talking about vision, talking about a plan, a direction, and taking responsibility. Cliff, share with them that story of Singapore because I love it too bad. Yes, I'm serious.
The thing is that in 1965, it's common knowledge that Trinidad's economy was very similar to that of Singapore. The difference between Trinidad and Singapore is that Trinidad had found oil, so it had natural resources. Guess what? Singapore had none. So Singapore made a decision. Our biggest resource is our people.
That's it.
And they decided to tell the people, the government of the day said, you know something? We need to be competitive. This is 1965. And we need to go certain places. We do not have natural blessings like many other countries. What we do have, though, is our hard work and our willingness to want to go to stretch further. So the government sold the people a vision, sold them a vision. The people bought into the vision, and the government took responsibility for delivering the vehicle to get there. Now, of course, the government can't make sure they get there. The government can only show the way. The people have to walk. Now,
together for more.
That's right.
Together for more.
For those of us who do agriculture, if you ever look at sheep, you know why they say as dumb as sheep? Now, sheep are very innocent looking, they're very cute looking, they're real nice. But why they say as dumb as sheep? Wherever the leader in the sheep goes, all the others follow. I remember witnessing an incident some years ago in Tobago where some dogs were terrorizing some sheep, forced them up a ledge, right? On the side of the ledge was a precipice, and the sheep was going up the ledge to get away from the dogs. Eventually, the lead sheep, in his haste to get across the ledge to get away from the dog, fell over. You know what the other sheep did? They thought that was part of the plan. They fell over, all of them died, breaking the neck going down. I will never forget that incident. You understand? And it is sad that many of our citizens are like sheep. I'm sorry if some in colors are saying so because we don't think for ourselves. Look at something. Most of us have been in lockdown. Most of us have gone on the computer to check out Netflix movies and other things, other entertainment things. How many of us have gone onto the internet to look for business opportunities? How many of us have taken the opportunity to go on the internet? You hear us talking about blockchain. How many of you guys have gone on to
Study it or
Google
look at it,
and
find
understand
out.
what the meaning of blockchain
Yeah.
and the benefits of blockchain in their society?
Yeah.
How many of you guys have looked at the opportunities? There are many internet opportunities which can benefit you out there. Let me warn you, many of them
No,
are
no, no, no,
scams.
no, Cliff. No, 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 no. That is scam. That is scam, boy. Don't
Well,
worry
that's
about
the
that.
thing.
That's what they say. That is
Many,
scam.
I admit,
Yeah.
many is scam, right? Many of them come in to thief your money. Well, so you think the bank's doing?
Oops,
The
Right.
don't
banks
go
are
there.
Hmm.
legalized scammers.
Don't go
But
there.
that is our next story for another night.
Right.
We will get into that when we have a whole section to discuss
All
that. Right?
right.
And I invite bankers to call in and talk about it and criticize me. Right? However, it is time persons move in the mentality from being risk averse to being risk takers.
Yeah.
When I used
It's
to
all
go to
about
Yeah.
school,
Mm.
when I used to go to school in primary school, we used to have a book called West Indian Readers. Will you remember that?
Yes.
I'm not play all
Yes.
that, so all that
Yeah,
not my age.
Yes.
I don't play that, you know. It had
Yeah.
West Indian Readers.
Right.
Yes.
And I remember, all I remember from West Indian Readers is that I used to learn a set of sayings like, don't cry over spilled milk,
Oh yeah.
and them kind of things.
The truth shall set you free,
Right.
and so much more.
I remember getting licks because I couldn't recite them. But you know something? A lot of those things stayed in my mind because they had
Truth
emphasis.
and basis in truth.
You know, one of the important things that I never understood, but later on in life, much, much later on in life, I got to realize what it means. You all ever remember this one? A stitch in time saves nine?
Wow.
Save
Yeah.
nine. Yeah.
Anybody ever thought what it really means? A stitch in time saves nine?
At that time, we didn't think about it,
Most people learn it, but they don't understand it.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you, the remedial action you take at the appropriate moment is going to
yes.
save
Fine.
many in the future. A stitch
Correct.
in time, well, the time is right now. You need to make that stitch right, and you need to make that changeover. You need to pass that wall that is in your mind. Break down that wall. If Germany could have done it to separate the East from the West and become as one so that they could become more prosperous as a nation, you need
Yes.
to break that wall in your mind that is holding you back. I could tell you, yes, it have scam opportunities on the internet. I could tell you that this what we're talking about is next month we're gonna be 5. No, we in July.
Oh, and
At
7.
the
so
end
much.
of this month, at the end of this month, we're gonna be
2014.
5 years in this business.
Yes. And
Right.
7 years the business
And
run
the
for
business
doing.
running
Yeah.
for 7
That's
years.
right. That's true.
So
Yes.
it cannot be a scam. Have they
Correct.
had challenging times? Yes, they have had
Yes.
challenging times, but they're not a scam. They're
Correct.
sincere in their intentions. And the intentions is if we come together to form a community, we could form our parallel economy. What is that? That means that while things happening in turbulence outside there, you have some sort of insulation because you come
Correct.
together and you decide to share a common vision and we moving ahead. You need to come in and have that understanding.
They sure do.
All we saying is
Yes. And
diversify our
yeah.
portfolio.
Yeah. And
So,
Cliff, what you
yeah,
call a parallel economy eventually is going to become mainstream. You know why? Because the world is going digital. The
Yes.
concept, the technology of blockchain is an inevitable technology. All the major corporations, all the major banks behind the scenes are getting
Yes.
involved. And there is this push towards digital currencies, virtual currencies, cryptocurrency, if you like. So it's just a matter of time before it becomes mainstream. And you know what is happening in that transition? A lot of people are positioning themselves to get well. That's why there's this big talk about Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. We are offering to you, the viewers and the listeners of this program, a
Yeah.
very comprehensive ecosystem that if you get involved in this thing now, you would have positioned yourself to participate in creating wealth, to diversify your financial portfolio where you will benefit tremendously.
Tremendously.
Tremendously you benefit.
My brother Noel.
So we
That's
invite you
right.
to call Sarah Lee, call
And
us,
find out more.
and get the information so that you can get help.
well, boy,
Yeah.
I sure there
Yes.
are some repeat listeners here now. No more calling to get more
Mhm.
information. you're calling to find out where do I sign on the dotted line.
I love that.
Exactly. Yes.
Come on board, take the plunge.
Yeah.
I always say, how could you know how the orange tastes unless you bite it? Don't let me bite and then try to explain to you what a sweet orange tastes like. You need to get your own orange and taste it also. All right, guys, appreciate
Exactly.
what we talked about by getting on board from the inside. Right?
That's awesome.
That's it.
You know what I would like to
Invest in
say?
the future.
That's right. And I hope there were people from the
Yeah.
government listening, because people may get vexed, but we are not follow the leader. We all have a mind. We are thinkers. And we
That's
need
right.
to do more for ourselves as individuals. You depend on the government. In the States, when you're 16 years old, 18 years old, your parents tell you, get out, find your house. Here, we keep it till 60, 50. My brother-in-law telling me the other day he would have the oldest children in his house because his mother is so sweet. But the thing about it is, you need to get up and get. And I hope
Yes.
when the
Right.
government listen to this, they would hear Singapore had a vision. They took responsibility to lead their people. It was not I show. I see about me and fix about me. And if you happen to get, well, okay. It's not that. Let us do this together for more. Let us follow our team and look at together for more. Recognize the trend. The world is moving forward. And cryptocurrency is part of this world. Look at it. The
Yes.
people of the government need to look at it so we can become a part. We are offering you a system that is there and is not going away. Are you just going to ignore it?
Don't feel like that my wife talking about overthrowing the government. We ain't talking that, guys.
Never.
Because if you have no government, you're
That's
going to have
right.
chaos and anarchy. Let me tell you one thing.
Anarchy.
All we are saying is that the government is there just to implement measures, right, to ensure that there is no turbulence. However, right, we need to find out
And to be
ways
right.
and to be able to ensure that we achieve our dreams. The government ain't going to help you to achieve no dream. That is not their job. Get that out of your head. No government is there to ensure that you achieve your dreams. You are there to ensure that you achieve your dreams so you can make a difference in your children's, your grandchildren's, and your people who you interface with. You need to leave here a better place than you met it.
I like
And
that, Josh.
you can't do that by just saying, hey, I'm waiting for see where they carry me.
Rajesh just said it takes financial discomfort to find a financial comfort. All right. Eric Richards is
Hey,
going to close
yeah,
that
Eric.
around.
Yes.
Oh gosh, the Eric have a few
Eric,
lines.
Eric, come on
Eric,
board.
sing a song there.
Sing a
Let's hear
song
you.
there for
Let's
we
hear
boy.
you. Yes, take us out because people, we're coming close to the end of the program. Just taking Eric. We'll see you the next time on Beyond 2021.
Very well.
Let's
Good
hear you,
man.
Eric. Let's hear you. Yeah.
Eric,
Wait.
Eric, let's hear you. Let's hear you, Eric. Let's hear you. Go ahead. Time is running out.
You want to hear something?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
quickly.
Okay. One coin, one line. We are here to help shape your life.
All right.
I tell
That's
you,
it.
one coin, one line. We are here to help change your life.
Your life.
Teresa Ignatova, stop and think it over. She put one coin together so we could live much better and have a
That's
brighter future forever and for everybody. One coin,
One
One
coin,
coin,
one line.
one life.
we are here
Yeah,
to
yes,
help
save.
your
All
life.
right.
One ecosystem, you know them. We
Alright,
not frightened for nobody, but we respect
Sounds
everybody.
good.
And we better than everybody. So we will run with anybody. No fear, no better than we. No kind, no better than we. Step on me one and say, one ecosystem to the world you say. One ecosystem will do something, do something, do something, do something, uno do something, do something. I'm not talking. One ecosystem will do something, do something, do something, do something, uno do something, do something. I'm not bag of lip chasing. Aye.